Here are 8 signs you're suffering from depression without even knowing it. Depression is a serious matter that, unfortunately, doesn't get talked about enough. Simply feeling a little sad can make us think that we're depressed, but that's not always the case, or is it? Let's find out what signs are hinting that you might actually be suffering from the plague of the 21st century. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our new videos. Counting down from number 8. You constantly feel down and tired. Feeling a little down in the dumps from time to time is completely normal. We're only human, and we all have our bad days after all. But when you start feeling hopeless and don't want to get out of bed for days, that's where it gets into dangerous territory. According to experts, if your lack of energy lasts for days on end, even though your routine hasn't changed much, and you feel tired as soon as you wake up, this may be your body's way of telling you that you are, in fact, depressed. Analyze your current situation thoroughly, and take it seriously, as constant fatigue is one of the main symptoms of depression. Number 7. Your self-esteem has hit rock bottom. With depression and constant fatigue, you might start seeing yourself as useless. You'll constantly dwell on your past failures, and your mind will be flooded with memories of every stupid mistake you've ever made. You'll probably see them as proof that you're completely worthless. An especially serious problem of depression that should never be taken lightly are suicidal thoughts. Remember that there is help out there. You can call 1-800-SUICIDE or 1-800-784-2433 or 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255. If these hotlines don't serve your country, your local emergency number can help you out as well. Number 6. You have concentration and memory problems. According to doctors, when you're depressed, your concentration suffers big time too. You start forgetting about important things and have trouble remembering names or other details. Listening to someone talk or reading a book becomes a challenge since you can't focus on what's going on. Making decisions is incredibly difficult too, since you just can't put your finger on anything or ignore this hopeless feeling inside of you. However, mental fog alone may not signal depression. If out of all of these signs only this one applies to you, chances are that depression isn't really the issue at hand. Number 5. You have trouble sleeping. Another part of your life that significantly changes when you have depression are your sleeping patterns. This can be in the form of either insomnia or sleeping for longer hours. When you're suffering from depression, you crave more sleep even after a full night's rest. You have no energy and feel like you could spend the whole day in bed. And it's not like a fun day in bed surrounded by snacks, binge-watching your favorite show. We're talking about lying in bed all day, doing nothing, with no desire to get up. If this sounds familiar to you, consider it another red flag that you need to get some help. Number 4. Your weight changes. With all the emotional roller coasters you go through when you have depression, your appearance is bound to change. And the main thing that depression affects is your weight. It can go either way too. You all of a sudden gain several pounds, or your weight drops drastically. This could be due to constantly feeling starved no matter how much you eat, or you stop feeling hunger at all. Just like with your emotional state, your eating habits become unstable. Specialists say that if there's an unintentional change of more than 5% of your body weight within a month, it could be a sign of depression. Number 3. Nothing brings you pleasure. Your favorite food, TV show, or video game that once brought you so much joy is now just sort of meh. Even people that you adore and love hanging out with don't seem to do it for you anymore. You're constantly bored, tired, and have no desire to do your lifelong hobby or meet up with your best friend. Another area you may lose interest in is your sex life. Symptoms of major depression include decreased sex drive and even impotence. The key here is to find out whether there's a serious and steady reason for it, and if there's not, then it's most likely depression that's to blame. Number 2. You experience mood swings. When you're depressed, you constantly feel sad, anxious, or irritated, and you probably can't even explain why. You suddenly become extremely short-tempered with a lack of basic tolerance. Everything and everyone annoys you to no end. This can get especially scary when it turns into reckless behavior or substance abuse as an attempt to get rid of all these emotions. But it's not like you're just ticked off all the time. You go through mood swings. You can go from a fit of rage to a puddle of tears in a blink of an eye. Rapid breathing, sweating, and extreme nervousness can be especially alarming symptoms of anxiety and panic attacks associated with severe depression. Number 1. Your health deteriorates. Again, emotional outbursts and a constant feeling of hopelessness throw not only your weight out of whack, but your overall health too. It's really common for depressed people to suddenly start experiencing aches and pains, most frequently in the joints or back. Digestive problems are a huge concern in this situation too, especially when they aren't brought on by something obvious like something you ate. And these symptoms don't go away with usual medical treatment either, because your mental state is involved. The earlier you can deal with your depression, the easier it'll be for you to get back to good health. So, if at least 3 or 4 of these signs hit home for you, it most likely means that you have some form of depression. Basically, the more signs you're showing, the more depressed you are. Don't forget that to be a symptom of depression, all of these conditions should be continuous, not just one off day. So, now that we've found out that it is, in fact, a problem, the important question is, what's the treatment for depression and how can it be prevented in the future? However, there are some things you can do to make the process of healing a bit faster. According to psychotherapist Sean Grover, there are steps you can take in 3 areas of your life to make your mental state better. The first thing to take care of is your body. Start doing 30-minute workouts at least 3 times a week. Get at least 7 hours of sleep a night, and add more of your favorite foods to your diet, especially sugary ones. Taking care of yourself this way will certainly make you feel much better. The second, and equally important part, is your mind. Try to explore the world around you as if you never have before. Enjoy some poetry, spend time with yourself, take new classes, and open up your mind to new experiences. Sure, it'll be difficult at first with your loss of interest, but the more you do it, the easier it'll get to develop genuine excitement. There are tons of opportunities around you, so go grab them up. Finally, your spirit should also get a dose of treatment too. The best thing you can do here is meditation. Through it, you can learn to understand and listen to yourself on a deeper level. Plus, after a good meditation session, all of the depressing thoughts disappear, opening up more space for new experiences and knowledge in your head. There are also a couple of methods to prevent possible depression. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that some forms of depression can be treated with natural substances. This is especially true of so-called seasonal depression, which can be helped by taking a lot of vitamin D. However, consultation with your doctor is a must. Experts also recommend to start seeing a doctor earlier and doing it regularly, After all, any illness is easier to combat if it's observed from the get-go. So if you found out that you have depression, don't worry. It's a problem that can and should be resolved. Plus, the path you have to take to get out of it will help you find out more about yourself and appreciate not only your own uniqueness, but also the people and the world around you. And that's not so bad, is it? You shouldn't go through this alone, though. So see a doctor immediately. They'll know how to make the path easier and shorter for you. If you suspect that your friend or family member is battling depression, provide a shoulder for them to cry on and make sure that they get help. It may seem like it's something you can deal with on your own, but the truth is that this condition is not to be taken lightly and must be treated with the help of a doctor. And what about you? Do you have any methods of your own on how to fight depression? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.